Jews make up less than 0.2% of the world's population. Yet, they represent over 20% of the Forbes 400 and a staggering number of Nobel Prize winners. To the outside world, this has often been called a secret. But if you ask a Jewish family, they'll tell you there is no secret, only a set of ancient principles, born of necessity and preserved for thousands of years. Today, we're breaking down the Jewish wealth code, not as a conspiracy, but as a masterclass in psychology, community, and strategy that anyone can use to build a legacy. To understand Jewish wealth, you have to understand Jewish struggle. For centuries in Europe, Jews were prohibited from owning land. They couldn't be farmers. They were barred from professional guilds. They were forced to be portable. If you can't own land, what do you own? You own knowledge. While much of the world was illiterate in the Middle Ages, Jewish boys were required by religious law to read the Torah. This high literacy led to high-value roles in trade, medicine, and bookkeeping. Because medieval laws often restricted money lending among the majority populations, Jews became the world's middlemen. This forced evolution developed an early, sophisticated understanding of compound interest and risk assessment that became part of the cultural DNA. In many cultures, there is a subconscious belief that money is the root of all evil. In Jewish tradition, the perspective is the opposite. Business is seen as a moral act of service. If you provide a product people want, you are making their lives better. Profit is simply the certificate of appreciation the world gives you for being useful. When you view making money as a moral obligation rather than a necessary evil, your psychology shifts. You stop feeling guilty about success and start focusing on how to be more valuable to others. This mindset is instilled early through the jar system. Many Jewish children are taught to manage money from the moment they get their first allowance. It's a physical lesson in delayed gratification using 5 jars. The first is tzedakah, which represents 10% of income. It translates to justice, not just charity. It's a mandate to give back. Paradoxically, the culture teaches that giving creates abundance and prevents a scarcity mindset. The remaining jars, spending, saving, investing, and education, ensure that every dollar has a purpose. By tithing first, you acknowledge that you are a manager of wealth, not just an owner. This management is guided by the Talmudic Rule of Thirds. Found in the Babylonian Talmud nearly 2,000 years ago, it provides a blueprint for diversification that modern hedge funds still admire. The text says, "A man should always divide his money into 3 parts, a third in land, a third in merchandise, and a third ready to hand." In modern terms, this means 33% in real estate for stability, 33% in business or stocks for growth, and 33% in liquid reserves for opportunity and security. This isn't just diversification. It's a strategy for survival. It ensures that if one sector crashes, you still have the means to rebuild. It forces you to sell high and buy low through natural rebalancing. Beyond the math, there is the power of the network. In the Jewish economy, business is a team sport. Because they shared a common language and a common legal code, Jewish merchants could trade across borders with high trust. If someone cheated, they weren't just losing a business partner. They were being ostracized from their entire community. This high-trust environment reduces transaction costs and allows for faster growth. Furthermore, the culture prioritizes education over inheritance. Wealth can be stolen, but a degree or a skill cannot. This is why families often prioritize expensive schooling over leaving a massive inheritance. They want to leave their children with the ability to create wealth, not just the wealth itself. We see the modern evolution of this in Israel, the startup nation. A tiny country with no natural resources became a global leader in tech by trading the land economy for the brain economy. They applied the cultural permission to challenge authority known as chutzpah and combined it with high-tech military training to create a global engine of innovation. The Jewish economy isn't a secret society, it's a survival manual. It's the result of thousands of years of valuing the mind over the machine and the community over the individual. Whether you're an entrepreneur or just looking to secure your future, these principles of literacy, trust, and ethical trade are universal. You don't have to be Jewish to adopt these habits. You just have to decide that your money is a tool for a purpose larger than yourself. If you start treating your business as a service and your income as a responsibility, you've already unlocked the code. What's one principle from today that you're going to apply to your own finances? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.